We just heard the closing bell there on this Monday, July 20th, 2009. The session is closed. Let's take a look at the action as the market settles. Remember, these numbers will change just a little bit as we settle into the close here. The S&P, though, gaining more than 1% at the end of the day, 1.1% to 950.70. You ran out of 951 if you like. The Dow putting up more than 100 points to 88.44, say 88.46. You see that little shift there. And the Nasdaq closing up 1.2%, doing the best of the three. And keep in mind, we're still waiting for Texas Instruments earnings. They are due out after the bell. The Nasdaq closing out at 1909. All right, so let's get a breakdown of what drove the markets today and what's going to drive the markets this week. Lydia Thew joins us from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Zara Burton is keeping an eye on some of the equity market's key technical levels. And still with us is our featured guest, William Noonan, the Chief Executive Officer of Controvisory Research and Management. Lydia, let's start with you down at the NYSE.
Hey, Matt, guess what? We are closing at the highest levels we've seen on the S&P 500 since November. We're closing around 950 on the S&P, and most of the stocks in the S&P actually rising on the day. We're closing pretty much also near session highs. Now, helping give a boost to stocks today, we did get those headlines coming out on CIT Group. That was the biggest gainer in the S&P 500, up some 70+%. That says bondholders are said to have committed $2 billion of the $3 billion rescue loans. That helping CIT shares. Now, of course, CIT shares trading at a pretty low price, so that's not actually adding too many points to the S&P, but you do have shares of Red Hat on the rise as well. That is the stock that will be replacing CIT Group in the S&P at the close of trading on Friday. Now, early in the day, we did get that leading indicators number from the conference board. That also was bullish, rising a third straight month, helping ease concerns really about the economic outlook going forward. Strength primarily was in discretionary and materials stocks. We've mentioned the casino stocks getting a boost on Las Vegas Sands, said to be planning an IPO in Hong Kong for those Macau casinos. That's helping Wynn and MGM. Also, even some of the newspaper stocks saw some strength within that discretionary group, with names like Gannett and New York Times rising quite a bit. And of course, let's not forget earnings, big focus of the week. Names like toy maker Hasbro beating estimates, that stock rising, and also Eaton also beating EPS estimates. And this has really been the trend of the stocks that have reported earnings. Of course, we're sort of early in the season, but of the stocks that have actually reported, 75% of them have beat expectations met. So this is definitely the focus today. Only other trend I want to point out for today was that the defensive names like healthcare and consumer staples underperformed on the day.